Here we're going to begin a new week with the ongoing investigation into the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. 22-year-old Tyler Robinson was arrested on Friday on suspicion of aggravated murder and obstruction of justice.
Police say that he fatally shot Kirk last Wednesday while speaking at a rally at Utah Valley University. He's expected to be formally charged tomorrow. Utah's Governor Spencer Cox says Robinson is not cooperating with authorities. Turning Point USA, the organization that Kirk founded, is planning a memorial for Kirk at State Farm Stadium that's in Glendale, Arizona, this upcoming Sunday. Other vigils were held around the country over the weekend. We are also hearing from Erica Kirk, who addressed her husband's assassination for the first time and had this message for supporters.
The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
NBC News Justice reporter Ryan Riley joining us now with the very latest developments. Ryan, good morning. Obviously, we're continuing to learn more at this stage about the suspect, Tyler Robinson. There's intense interest in learning about his background, as we heard a moment ago from the governor of Utah. Robinson had come from a conservative family, but he said his ideology was different from that of his family. So what else are we learning?
Yeah, a lot of this information is coming through the governor who spoke on Meet the Press over the weekend. Take a listen to what he had to say.
We do know, and again, this has been well publicized, that this was a very normal young man, a very smart young man, 4.0 student. There was a lot of gaming going on. Friends that have confirmed that there was kind of that deep, dark internet, the Reddit culture, and these other dark places of the internet where this person was going deep. And you saw that on the casings. I think I didn't have any idea what those inscriptions, many of those inscriptions even meant, but they are, they're certainly the memification that is happening in our society today.
Yeah, I mean, as he laid out there, all of those codes that were inscripted on those casings were all of these references to memes online or some sort of signal that was meant to be sent. And so that's what we're sort of seeing coming through on what investigators have learned thus far.
Ryan, authorities have not provided details so far about Robinson's possible motive in the shooting. We understand he has invoked his Fifth Amendment rights. As Sam mentioned, not cooperating. We do have some new information, though, concerning with and coming from his roommate. And we learned about this from Governor Cox also on Meet the Press. We understand that person's cooperating with authorities. Also, they were in a romantic relationship. Some new details here. Tell us what we've learned.
Yeah, so apparently there was a romantic relationship between these two individuals. We're still sort of finding out more information about what exactly the extent of that relationship is. And I think a lot of this will sort of play out as this case moves forward. But that individual is cooperating, and that could be a potential motive here. And certainly along with the messages that were written on the bullets, we're going to sort of build a profile. But the difficult thing is now, with these younger and younger shooters, is that they don't have the same sort of open social media presence that you see even a few years back. Just things have radically changed in terms of where this information is being put. You often it's not in public settings, or it's not necessarily tied to any of their usernames publicly. It's often in this other context. So that's something that is a little bit more difficult as these shooters get younger and use different platforms like Discord.
Even if it's not obviously publicly accessible, some of the background, whatever Robinson may have written, is there a pretty significant trail there, Ryan, do we know? And what are we expecting as he's formally charged on Tuesday in terms of just learning more about his background, his musings, his ideologies?
Yeah, I think as that case goes along, we'll learn more about that. And I think as, investigators get deeper into this, but we are in a pretty early stage of this investigation. And obviously, the most important part is getting a conviction in the end. And so, if they're thinking about this strategically, investigators are going to maybe think about what they're putting out there in public, because, they're now that this individual has been captured, the most important part is obviously getting that prosecution over the line. So that's, I think, what they're going to be focused on.
All right, Ryan Riley there starting us off this morning. Thank you so much.
Well, in the wake of Kirk's murder, there's been a renewed focus on security for government officials. The Trump administration is now asking for tens of millions of dollars in additional funding to keep members of the executive and judicial branches safe. This comes as FBI Director Kash Patel has been criticized for his actions during the shooting investigation. NBC News White House correspondent Yumi Shalcindor has the details.
Growing security concerns following the assassination of Charlie Kirk, with the White House and lawmakers seeking to bolster protections for officials. House Speaker Mike Johnson describing the fear among members of Congress.
Yeah, well, I've been talking with a lot of them over the last few days about that and trying to calm the nerves, to assure them that we will make certain that everyone has the level of security that's necessary.
The Trump administration now requesting an additional $58 million from Congress for security to protect the executive and judicial branches, a leadership aide confirmed to NBC News. House Democrats holding a virtual briefing to discuss member security. What's the mood like among you and your colleagues when you think about safety in this moment?
Well, I think we're all concerned about safety. When Charlie Kirk was shot, I said to somebody immediately, that could be you or me.
Meanwhile, FBI Director Kash Patel facing new questions over his handling of the shooting of Kirk. Patel posting online, against all law enforcement recommendations, we demanded the video footage and enhanced stills of the suspect be released to the public. But Utah Governor Spencer Cox saying this.
We certainly never recommended against that. This was a co-lead operation. So the FBI was co-lead with the state. We worked very closely together.
The statements coming after Patel faced several days of criticism, including on the day of the shooting, when he posted online that the subject in Kirk's killing was in custody, then posted the person had been released. A senior White House official telling NBC News that President Trump continues to have confidence in Patel.
Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job.
Meanwhile, in the last week, several people, including service members, college professors, and employees at companies like Microsoft and Delta, have been reprimanded and in some cases fired for online posts seen as mocking or condoning the murder of Kirk.
Our thanks to Yumi Shalcindor for that report. Well, 4 former FBI officials tell NBC News Patel's posts on social media the day of the shooting were premature and unnecessary. Well, with that investigation ongoing and the motive still unclear, over the weekend, President Trump criticized what he called the radical left in his latest politically charged statement following the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
This comes about in an exclusive telephone interview with NBC News. The president said that he hopes the nation can heal from Kirk's murder, but suggested that his political opponents would stand in the way of any reconciliation.
NBC News politics reporter Megan Leibowitz joins us now for more. Megan, good morning. So let's walk through a little bit about what we've heard from the president so far, what he said over this weekend, this conversation with NBC News, and some of the new details that we are getting here, especially like from the governor of Utah on Meet the Press.
Yeah, so President Trump told NBC News over the weekend that he wants the nation to heal in the aftermath of the killing of Charlie Kirk. At the same time, though, he suggested that what he referred to as the radical left could be to blame. Now, that echoes some of his previous comments. We should note, though, that authorities have not detailed specifics about what they believe that the motive for the suspected shooter could be. And Utah Governor Spencer Cox over the weekend laid out a bit of more details about what we actually know about this. He said that the suspect is not cooperating with authorities. He did say that the suspect has what he referred to as a leftist ideology, but we should get more information about what authorities believe actually could potentially have motivated the suspect later this week as well. Now, also in that interview, President Trump went after George Soros, who's a major Democratic donor, and suggested that he thinks that George Soros should be in jail. Now, those comments come after what the president had said to Fox News previously, saying that the administration would look into Soros for what they think could be violations of a law as well.
Megan, I know that the governor of Utah has said that the suspect is not cooperating with the suspect's roommate is, and he also delved more specifically into the relationship potentially between the suspect and his roommate, had suggested that the roommate was transitioning at this point in time. I know there's so much speculation around ideology and what could have been a motivation of this. What more, if anything, do we know on that? And also what the governor said about the role of social media in amplifying some of the tension right now?
Yes, we know that the suspect's roommate has been cooperating with authorities. That was something that the governor stressed over the weekend in interviews like that on Meet the Press as well. The roommate has been cooperating, has been sharing information with authorities, though we don't have details yet as to how their relationship, whether their relationship could have played into the suspect's motive in the shooting. Now, the governor also was very, very critical over the weekend about the role of social media. He had previously referred to social media as a cancer, but he went even further on Meet the Press. Take a listen to what he had to say.
I believe that social media has played a direct role in every single assassination and assassination attempt that we have seen over the last 5-6 years. There is no question in my mind that cancer probably isn't a strong enough word. What we have done, especially to our kids, it took us a decade to realize how evil these algorithms are.
Now, other lawmakers as well over the weekend criticized social media for the role that they say it plays in allowing harmful messages to spread, guys.
Megan, also, I do want to ask you about another front here, news from the Trump administration now saying he'll send National Guard troops to Memphis, Tennessee. This, of course, has to do with crime in the city, just as he did in Washington, D.C., as he's talked about doing in other cities. How are officials there responding to that?
Yeah, so the mayor of Memphis has said that he doesn't think that the National Guard will actually impact crime in the city. Now, if you guys are feeling deja vu, that's because we've seen President Trump saying that the National Guard is going to go into several Democratic-run cities. He's made similar comments about Chicago, New York, New Orleans, Baltimore. Now, the National Guard has not yet materialized in those cities, so we're yet to see if that will ultimately play out. But this is something that we're certainly going to be continuing to watch if the National Guard does end up showing up in Memphis, guys.
All right, Megan, thank you so much.
All right, that is also, thank you, Megan, a perfect segue, because in Chicago and Los Angeles over the weekend, there were large-scale celebrations marking Mexican Independence Day, or Grito. They were held amid escalating tensions from ongoing immigration crackdowns. NBC News correspondent Maggie Vespa brings us all the details.
Parades and public defiance. Celebrating Mexican Independence Day in Chicago and L.A., two cities targeted by President Trump's sweeping immigration crackdown.
We're not going anywhere. It's as simple as that.
We're not going to be scared in our own home.
This parade is a tradition dating back more than half a century in Chicago. It typically draws up to 400,000 people. And organizers say this year, even with everything going on, this crowd isn't far off.
Organizers working with Chicago police and private security to keep crowds safe while deploying civil rights groups in case of ICE arrests.
We have rapid response teams on site. We have over 25 immigration attorneys on site. So we're ready to face whatever comes our way.
A separate celebration in Chicago postponed amid safety concerns, with similar events canceled or postponed in cities nationwide.
All power to the people!
It comes after weeks of protests and Friday's fatal shooting of Silverio Villegas Gonzalez, who DHS says was an undocumented immigrant. The agency saying an ICE officer shot and killed the 38-year-old after he fled a traffic stop, dragging the officer with his car. This weekend, ICE saying they arrested a suspected MS-13 gang member also in the Chicago area. ICE trumpeting the president's so-called Operation Midway Blitz.
We have to make sure that we're protecting all the United States.
A community pushing back.
We are not intimidated. We are united, and we will resist anyone who seeks to silence us.
Our team didn't see any DHS or ICE officers at the parade. We reached out afterward to both agencies to ask if any arrests were made. So far, no response. Back to you.
Maggie, thank you so much. The economy is back in focus this week as, of course, the Federal Reserve taking center stage on Wednesday.
That's right. The central bank is widely expected to cut interest rates. As I'm sure you know, that's going to be the first time this year. And it follows a string of weak job reports and concerning inflation data.
Investopedia's editor-in-chief and friend of the show, Caleb Silver. It's a great title. Joining us now to talk more about this. I mean, if you're not a friend of the show, who is my question.
Yeah, man, that even made it into prompter today. We usually just throw it in.
But it's also true. So it seems like an interest rate cut at this point is a given. Maybe the question is just how deep is that cut going to be? And would there be any hesitation on this front, or really investors have been anticipating this for a while?
Yeah, we've been anticipating this for a while. We haven't had an interest rate cut since December 18th, 2024. We know the president wants interest rates to be lower, much lower. We're probably going to get a quarter-point cut, but you hear a growing drumbeat for maybe a half-point cut because the labor market has really weakened much more than we thought it had. Plus, inflation keeps bubbling up. We saw that 2.9% rate on consumer prices last week. So there's that. But there's so much drama right now at the Fed. Usually a pretty boring place. Now all eyes are on the Fed because of Lisa Cook, the Fed governor that the president fired, plus the president's appointee, Stephen Moran, who might be joining the Fed this time with his vote.
So it's really the question, like, is it a quarter of a point? Is it half a point? I'm going to ask, what do you think it's going to be? And then also, do you think we continue to see rates cut throughout the year?
Yeah, I think that all signals point to more rate cuts throughout the end of the year. And if you look at the Fed funds rate and you look at the way that futures traders trade this, they're looking at least 2 to 3 cuts this year.
Okay.
Maybe bring interest rates down to about 3.25% to 4% by the end of the year. By this time next year, if you believe what those Fed fund futures are telling you, you could see interest rates at 3.5%, and that would be significantly lower than they've been for the past few years.
I'm assuming a lot of people are hearing that and thinking, okay, refinancing. What's
Or buy a
the
house.
net outcome for consumers here? Is it credit cards, mortgages? Where do you see the biggest gains?
All of the above, and mortgage rates are sort of influenced by the interest rates in general, but they're also influenced by the yield on the 10-year. But you're going to see lower credit card APRs, not for your existing cards, but if you want to get a new card. The flip side of lower interest rates, though, for savers, is that those 4 or 5% rates on CDs and high-yield savings accounts, those are coming down. If you tried to get a CD right now or a high-yield savings account, you're looking best at 4%. So it's been a good time to be a saver, but we have had those high interest rates, which has kept the housing market in a deep freeze.
Excellent point.
Caleb,
Thanks,
we
Caleb.
will be talking to you all week, I'm sure. Thank you so much. Well, now let's get to our morning news now. Weather. We're going to take a look outside our studios first, of course, here in New York City. It was kind of hot this weekend.
A last dash of summer.
I know,
dare
and it kind of
say.
keeps like coming and going throughout the week. We're going to hit some 80s. Summer heat still lingering also from the plains to the East Coast, all with these above average temperatures.
Meteorologist Michelle Grossman tracking it all. She joins us now on this Monday with more. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, guys. So good to see you. And yeah, hopefully the shorts are still out, the tank tops, the pool's still open, because we're looking at temperatures well above normal for this time of year, even 15 degrees above what is typical for this time in mid-September. Temperatures into the 80s, into the 90s. We have a heat wave going on in the Mississippi Valley, also the Midwest. So that's the big weather story today. We're also looking at a chance for showers and storms in the northern plains. You see that front there, triggering the chance for showers and storms. But overall, in terms of the storms, we're not looking at widespread showers or storms. Now, as we look at the Carolina coast, this is another big story. We have an area of low pressure. It's a coastal low that's developing and bringing that rain, and it's heavy at times in the Carolinas and eventually into the mid-Atlantic tomorrow. The Northeast, New England, temperatures looking good for this time of year. 60s and 70s in New England, a little above normal in the Northeast and mid-Atlantic, but lots of sunshine. So a really nice day there on this Monday. Let's start with the temperatures, because we're talking 90s in many spots, 94 in Dallas, well above normal for this time of year, 91 in Kansas City. That's 13 degrees above normal, 14 degrees above normal in Minneapolis. And we're looking at the 90s extending into the Ohio Valley, warm too in Charleston, West Virginia, also in Philadelphia. That is today. Tomorrow, look at the same story. We're looking at temperatures into the 90s for so many of us in mid-September. Summer ends next Monday on the 22nd, so fall will begin then, but still feeling like summer now. 92 in St. Louis, 91 in Nashville today, 94 in Memphis. Notice this coastal low bringing those lower temperatures, so we're looking at temperatures below average there. We're going to keep this heat in place throughout the rest of the week, get a little bit of a break in the mid-Atlantic on Wednesday and Thursday, and then we pop back into the mid-80s on Friday. Let's talk about the showers and storms. Again, not a lot of them, but still see some spotty showers as we head towards the Tennessee Valley, also parts of the Mississippi Valley, the northern plains. Certainly the Carolinas will see those heavy rainfalls today with that coastal low. We're going to see some really gusty winds there, too, and that's going to extend into the mid-Atlantic tomorrow. So we're going to watch that very closely on Tuesday as that coastal low moves up into the mid-Atlantic.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.